Hi, I'm Naomi.
I'm Katie.
And welcome to Latis TV Gaming News, bringing you all the Korean game news straight from South Korea.
The week opens with some PUBG Mobile news, as Tencent closed its Chinese server for the title, directing players to internally developed alternative. Tencent dropped the hugely popular PUBG Mobile after they failed to acquire a license from the government to collect revenue from the game. According to estimates, PUBG Mobile had around 70 million players in China, which meant Tencent would be missing out on an annual revenue from in-app purchases over $1 billion. Interestingly, Tencent did not simply close its PUBG Mobile service. Instead, they provided players with a replacement service and a chance to port their PUBG counts and stats to the Chinese-developed Game for Peace. Game for Peace, also developed by Tencent, has reportedly topped $14 million in player spending in just 3 days.
And in more server closure news, Nexon has announced that it will be closing its Korean server for the Swedish-developed MOBA Battlerite. The fast-paced MOBA was developed by Stunlock Studios and launched in Korea last year. Despite its short lifespan, Nexon has decided to shut up shop for Battlerite, making the announcement at the start of May. They cited issues regarding Korean matchmaking as the reason for closure. Battlerite will be available to play until July 4th. However, the global Steam version is still up and running and available with updates.
As one server closes, another opens. Nexon has also announced that global pre-registration has begun on its highly anticipated RPG, SINoALICE. SINoALICE is a collaboration between Square Enix and PokeLabo, a dark fantasy RPG with classic faces from fairy tales like Cinderella, Snow White, and of course Alice in Wonderland. Its creative director, Yoko Taro, is perhaps best known for his work on the critically acclaimed Nier Automata. You can pre-register now on the official SINoALICE site.
Black Desert Online players better start practicing holding their breath, as Pearl Abyss has announced the launch date for the newest expansion, Underwater Ruins. The Marine Adventure brings brand new water-themed locations to the world of Black Desert, geared towards more seasoned and veteran players. There are 2 new areas ready to explore, the Proti Cave and the Sakraya Ruins. Players can access the new locations via boat and swimming. The update also includes new amphibious monsters to face, as well as a new summonable boss, Cicrid. The Underwater Ruins expansion launches May 22nd.
And in the latest update in the Nexon sales saga, news has emerged stating that despite previous reports, Disney will not be participating in the bidding war for Kim Jong-un's majority shares. It was initially reported near the start of the year that global titan Disney was considering taking part in the ongoing bidding war for ownership of Nexon. However, just last week, the chosen able spokesman official said to be well versed in the sale of Nexon, who claimed that while the Nexon CEO had approached Disney, the offer was refused. The article went on to state, though Disney may be out, Nexon's CEO was still interested in approaching other Western companies such as Amazon. As always, we'll keep you updated on any developments.
Last weekend was the grand finale of the Overwatch Contenders Korea 2019's first season. The 5 games were surprisingly short, but the 2 days played out to be a tale of repeated history, mirrored fates with the league, and a long-awaited crowning. Day 1 began with the quarter-finals, with O2 Blast taking on Jisoo Busan Wave. The game was tight from start to finish, and whilst Jisoo Busan initially took the lead on map 1, it was O2 Blast that managed to edge it out on the subsequent 3 maps, landing a 3-1 victory. The second quarterfinal was a lot more one-sided, with Element Mystic charging to a quick 3-0 victory against WGS Armament. But all the action went down on day 2, with the semi-finals kicking off the day's events. The juice came from the very first game, with O2 Blast defeating Runaway in one of the biggest upsets of the Korean scene in recent history. Most poetic, of course, was Kaiser clinching a crucial map victory with the Eye of the Kaiser's second coming, against his old team nonetheless. O2 earned their final spot with a surprising yet sweet 3-0. The other side of the bracket was decidedly less dramatic, with Element Mystic continuing their momentum-led charge with a swift 3-0 victory over Gen G. So the finals of Season 1 2019 saw echoes of 2018's grand finale, with the underdogs O2 Blast surprising everyone and earning their spot in the last game of the season. Unfortunately, their fate played out rather similarly to 2018. They couldn't beat out Element Mystic, who were both armed with Sparkle's Doomfist and at the peak of their Redemption arc power after a very rough start to the group stages. Element Mystic finally met everyone's expectations and clinched a 4-0 victory, earning them their very first championship title, as well as setting a record for the first team in Korean Overwatch history to not drop a single map in a playoff, and with a 2-2-2 against Goats no less. Which means Element Mystic and O2 Blast will go on to represent Korea in the first official Pacific Showdown. They will face the top 2 from contenders China and the champions of the Pacific and Australia in Shanghai at the end of the month. Looking ahead to Season 2, Geekstar has revealed their 10-man roster for the upcoming trials. Dobie, Hu, and Leo have left the team after their Season 1 run. The remaining 4 players have been joined by Zest, Ho Junho, Khan, Melon, Friday, and Skewed. Let's see if this new roster can make a better run at playoffs than the last.
Good news for those interested in cosplay. The biggest cosplay show in Korea is happening this year at Comic-Con. Cosplayers, sign up now. Registration has opened for Korea Championships of Cosplay. The competition will feature 3 rounds of judging, with the final taking place on August 4th, the final day of Comic-Con. There are 4 different categories available to enter, including needlework, FX, armor, and larger than life. Participants will get the chance to win a trip to Chicago. Registration for the first round of the competition is opened until the 1st of July. That's it for today. See you guys on next week. Bye bye.
Bye!